Hi, I'm Allie Hamilton at yogisanonymous.com, and I wanted to talk about the difference between sitting on something and sitting with something. And in yoga, what we're looking to do is sit with our feelings, whatever they are. Culturally, I think we're trained to sit on our feelings a lot. So, you'll hear people say to their children, like, don't be sad, don't be angry, don't be scared. And it's coming from a loving place, but what do you do with those feelings? Everybody's going to be scared sometimes. Everybody's going to be sad, angry. These are normal human emotions that we're all going to feel. We have crazy ideas about gender and emotion. Women aren't supposed to be enraged. Men aren't supposed to be in fear. I mean, it doesn't work. That model does not work. Men and women, we are all going to feel it all. And so what happens for so many people is they're trained to push things down, and those are usually the shadow emotions because the people around them feel uncomfortable when that stuff comes up. And it's like we're taught to edit. Okay, well, certain things people don't want to know about, so I'm gonna sit on that stuff. If you do that for your whole life, you can grow into young adulthood, and have really no idea how you feel a lot of the time. So what we're trying to do with the yoga practice, a lot of it is non-reactivity, the ability to sit with sensation that is uncomfortable calmly. And it might seem like a disconnect at first, but if you're experiencing intense sensation in your quadriceps, for example, that's not very different than an intense sensation in your heart. Heat in your quads, the ability to sit with that and breathe and open to it is not that different. You train your mind to do it physically, you can train your mind to do it emotionally. And that is a life changer. So that's what we're going to work on here for just a few minutes. You don't have to be warm, but just to come to standing and separate your feet. Good if you take your arms out, you put your ankles underneath your wrists. That's going to do it for most people. And turn the toes out. So, your right toe is pointing to the right, your left foot is pointing to the left foot, rather, not toe. And sit down into it. And what you want is to find that your knees and ankles are in line. So if that's not the case, you either bring your feet closer together, further apart, whatever it is, and bring the hands to the hip creases and see if you can come into a 90-degree bend, close to 90, whatever you can do. And you're breathing, and you're looking for this nice ocean-sounding breath. So as if you were going to fog up a mirror, but you're doing it through the nose, on the way in and on the way out. And you're looking for full inhales and complete exhales. And the breath is coming in through the nose, it's going out through the nose. There's a pause at the top of the inhale and another pause at the bottom of the exhale. And if you feel like you've got it, you can take the arms and turn the palms to the sky. If you feel like you need the support, you keep your hands on your quads. And it's probably starting to be a little intense if it hasn't been yet. And so you just see, can I just sit here in this feeling, calmly, breathing, opening to it. Now take your hands to the quads, the inner quads. Please make sure you're not putting your hands on your knees. Take your left shoulder to the middle, and if you can, straighten the left arm. And then you can start to look over the right shoulder. And we're going to switch. Take an inhale. When you exhale, put the right shoulder in the center. Maybe you're straightening the right arm, maybe not. And then you can start to look over the left shoulder. You're probably going to feel this in the upper inner right thigh area. And just breathe into what you're feeling. And come back to center, and you're going to take your hands to the quads and straighten the legs. Then you're going to step the feet together at the front of your mat and have a seat. And so when you come onto your back, we're going to come into happy baby. You want to stack the ankles over the knees and relax the shoulders. And if this does not feel approachable, then you can take the hands to the outer ankles. You can hold the shins. So in yoga, we're always working with the body. You're not in a fight with your body. It's not an adversarial relationship. You're just breathing in and breathing out and listening and responding with compassion. If your body says no, then you back off and you find a place where you can breathe easily again. That's how your body starts to let go of tension. And let go of your left foot. So you're in this half happy baby. And if you feel comfortable, then you can extend the left leg. And if you extend the left leg, flex the foot, and make sure the leg's going straight out in front of you. And again, just breathing in and breathing out. So it tends to be when we move into hip openers, which is what we're doing right now, you find the things that you're sitting on. So that does tend to be the shadow stuff, rage or old relationships, fear, doubt, shame, guilt. And of course, I'm speaking energetically, but after teaching for, over 20 years, I don't think it's a coincidence that sometimes when people go into hip openers, they have an emotional release. It's not something that you're looking for, it's just something that could happen. Rebend your left knee and cross your right ankle over the knee. Reach your right arm between the legs. You can clasp the left hamstring or the left shin. Just flex your right foot. And again, keep the breath coming. And then coming back to happy baby once again. And this time we're going to let go of the right foot, and you can do that with your right leg bent and the sole of your foot flat, or you can extend the right leg if you feel comfortable, and you flex the foot if you're doing that. And again, just keep the breath coming. So when we push things down, it's so draining. It's, really leads to depression for people, the inability to find the energy to do much of anything. That's what depression is. You don't have the energy to take a shower and go meet a friend for tea, or take yourself for a hike, or go to a yoga class. It's just hard to motivate yourself to do anything because all of your energy is going toward pushing down what you know in your heart to be true for you. That's so painful. It's such a painful experience to feel like you cannot be living your life in a way that lines up with how you feel. I'm going to rebend the right knee and cross the left ankle over and take your left arm through. And again, you can clasp the right hamstring, the right shin. I should have said this to you, but if you're experiencing like the throat sticking up, you can put a blanket underneath your head. And again, just come back to the breath. Full inhales, pause. Complete exhales, pause again. Different people tend to carry tension in different places. A lot of people carry tension in the hips, the hamstrings, shoulders, the neck, the jaw. So if you start to, practice yoga, you'll become aware, like, okay, habitually, this is where I'm carrying my stuff. And then you know what to focus on. If you find it's always in the shoulders, then you're going to do a practice with lots of shoulder opening for a while and breathe into that and see if you can release. If you find it's in the hips, you're going to spend a lot of time focusing on the hips. And just, the body stores things. It's been with you your entire life, through every experience you've ever had, every adrenaline rush, every disappointment, every heartbreak. You may have a lot of stuff stored up that just is waiting to be released, waiting to be, freed, so that you have more energy to be living your life now, today. And then come back to happy baby one last time. And just lengthen everything out. Tailbone moving toward the floor, back of the neck long. And shoulders relaxed. And then hug the knees in and rock on up to sitting. And just see how you feel. Sometimes just giving yourself a few minutes, breathing, such a powerful way to center yourself and get connected with how you're feeling. It's totally possible to go through an entire day and never really take the time to figure out what is going on with you, what's happening within you, how you're feeling from moment to moment. And that's a huge gift of this practice, is that you start this conversation with your body, which is full of wisdom about what you're going through. Your body doesn't lie to you. If the hairs on the back of your neck are standing up, there's a reason. If your shoulders are up around your ears, there's a reason. If you're talking to somebody and you realize your arms are crossed, your legs are crossed, there's a reason. And that's information that you want to have access to, and you can. It's just a question of training yourself to be in conversation with your body. It's a beautiful source of wisdom for living life in a way that feels good for you. And I really, really wish that for you. Sending you love and a giant hug. Namaste.